I got my nails done the other day. I got that new S&S acrylic dip powder thing, and I'm in love. Because I usually get gel and it chips, so I'm definitely getting my money's worth. Because I'm quite heavy-handed, so gel just comes off within like less than a week. Hey guys, it's Belle, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do another Q&A because I really love doing these Q&As, and I think, like I say all the time, it's a great way for you to get to know me, and any questions that you want to ask me you can fire away. So I went to my Instagram, which I'll link here or here, and I just asked one of those Q&A, like question and answer things, and just said fire away and ask me whatever you want, whether it's to do with modelling, life, random questions, anything like that. So yeah, I'm just going to go straight into it and read out what some of you were asking me. And I really like these questions. They're a bit of a variety, some about like diet, nutrition. So enough of the waffling and I'll get straight into the video. So the first question is, do you encourage young girls to get into modelling? Always been interested? So this is a bit of a weird one because I'm one of those people that just thinks you should do something that makes you happy and just go for it, because life's too short and you don't want to end up being older and telling your kids to just follow the dreams when you didn't follow yours. So I would definitely, I'm a big advocate for just following your dreams and just saying yes to everything and just seeing where life takes you. Also with modelling as well, it's one of those industries that is kind of cutthroat and it can be very detrimental mentally, so you've got to be aware of all of the consequences that come with it. Like, to be honest, I feel in this day and age it's a lot more accepting, so there's a lot more variety with like body shapes, sizes. So for example, yeah, so I'm classed as kind of small in the industry, but I do definitely think within the past few years there's been a bit of a movement for smaller girls, because I know quite a lot of girls that are my height and even smaller who are absolutely smashing the game right now. So yeah, I just think it's all about your attitude and your confidence. If you think that if you go into a casting and portray this confident, bubbly, really like, just, I think confidence is key. I know I said that loads then, but I do definitely think if you are clever about it and you have a certain aspiration that you want to attain, or like, I don't know, say a certain brand you want to work for, and you're clever with the route that you want to go down and know that it is possible, I think anything is possible in that sense. I think for me, I probably wouldn't obviously like go for high fashion and runways, but I would love to do something like Miami Swim Week and model swimwear that way, because I think they portray a lot of variety in bodies and shapes and sizes, so I think I'd fit more into the commercial side. But then I do like showing that I can do high fashion, editorial, beauty style stuff as well. It's just about having fun and where you think you best lie, and yeah, I just think you should do anything that makes you happy and you have fun doing, because there's no point you looking back and thinking I've wasted all them years and I was unhappy. And yeah, just do what makes you happy basically. So I'd encourage young girls to get into modelling if it is definitely what you have wanted to do for years, or say if it just sprung up on your lap and somebody scouted you and you really think you could make a go of it, definitely go ahead and just say yes to the opportunity, because I've met so many amazing people through it, and I'm here in LA on my own for 3 months and I've got my 3-year working visa now, so I'd hopefully want to come back for a longer period of time if work continues to progress. Definitely think about it before you make the decision. Question, how old are you? I'm 21 years old and it's my birthday on the 4th of November. I am a Scorpio, so yeah, don't get on my bad side. Any tips for clean skin like yours? This is like a huge compliment for me, because I am literally like, the path of my skin is just like a roller coaster. Only recently now since being in LA, like my whole regime and routine of eating, going to the gym, so exercising and skincare, just everything that I'm putting into my body, I'm a lot more passionate now about nutrition and exercise. And since I've kind of got myself into a good routine, that's started to show through my body and my skin. Obviously I have down days where I think it's just not changing, and everybody has a bad day and a bad skin day, and you can start to think really negatively, but I do feel a lot better on my inside since I've become more passionate and interested in learning what I'm actually putting into my body, and mindful eating, and even topical treatments. So I love buying skincare. Like, I'm a consumer. Like, I just love going into Sephora or Boots or anything like that, and I could just, it's dangerous, but I could just spend hours in there. So I need to, when I go into places like that, I need to have like a list, or I end up coming out with exactly what I didn't want and nothing that I did want. So I'm gonna make a separate video entirely on my skin if you would want to see that, but I know I get quite a few comments on my skin through Instagram DMs. Obviously love to tell you like the things that work for me, but obviously everybody's skin is different. But yeah, I'd like to put a video aside just entirely for that, and just explain what I've been doing and what I've changed and the best products that I use. But since being here, I do definitely believe it's what you put on the inside. And another tip that I've found that's really helped my skin whilst being here is the whole like meditation, yoga, belly breathing. Now that sounds so stupid, because to someone who doesn't really look into stuff like that, it's like, oh my god, how can you cure your skin from breathing? But if you research into it, it's like this deep belly breathing where over time we've kind of become lazy with how we should be breathing properly. So we breathe through our chest and not through our belly, but we should be breathing through the bottom of our belly, because it helps clean out our lungs and liver and just toxins in that region, basically. It sounds stupid, I'm not like 100% clued up on it, but I've done my research and the correlation to skin, and it actually does really help. Because one time when I was back home, my skin was having a flare up, and I was sat downstairs with my mum and my sister, and we were just watching this film, and I wasn't really concentrating on the film, I was concentrating on my breathing. But I just made sure for like half an hour, if that, because it can get a bit tedious sometimes, but just a bit less than half an hour, I was just focusing on really deep, slow belly breathing. And I'm not joking, this sounds so stupid and not believable, but I swear to you it worked. The next day, my skin and my spots had literally like diminished. They were so small, and I don't get how it works. It's just like, I guess it's just your respiratory system. I don't know how you say it, but it's just, honestly research it because it's so interesting. But that is a tip that definitely worked for me. But I'll speak about all of this in a skincare video if you're interested. What are your main goals within modelling? So I'd definitely say that I'm not curvy, like I'm not classed as a curve model. I'm in that weird category, so like I'm not skinny, so I've got like boobs and a bum, but then I'm not classed as a curve model, so I'm kind of like somewhere in the middle. But I'd like to advocate for like a variety of body shapes and sizes and heights, whether you're small or tall. And I just think it's important for our generation now, obviously with the pressures of social media and girls thinking that they need to be like a size 6 and a 23-inch waist and blah blah blah, all these things that we seem to think is perfect, or what we see in the magazines that they tell us is perfect. I'd just love to be in a healthy position where I'm kind of using my platform on social media for good, and like raising awareness towards these sort of differences to just, I don't know, just shed like a positive light wherever I go. Like, I don't want to fall into the trap of, obviously I think it's a bit of a touchy question, the whole social media thing, because in one sense it can be such a great thing because it lets you network with great people and meet other people like you and similar interests and whatnot, but then at the same time it can be really mentally tiring because you don't want to fall into the routine of comparing and just thinking about followers and reaching a certain number. I was speaking to my friend about this the other day. It's like, what point do you get to where you stop and you're content? Because especially within modelling and acting and this sort of like performing industry, I guess, when, like, I wouldn't say I've got a lot of followers, but there's girls who I'm friends with who do have a lot of followers, and obviously you want to reach a certain point and grow your, like, get your name out there. But then even say when you hit 1 million, which is like a vast number of people, and same with, I guess, YouTube and subscribers, when do you, like, get to the point where you're like, no, now I need 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, like, you're gonna just keep going. So I just want to get to a point where I'm happy with where I am, and I'm just, like, spreading positivity and, like, advocating for just, like, happiness and health rather than just blending in to the same thing, I guess, as everybody else. But it is hard because I think certain brands, or just the way that, like, the popularity of certain trends, I guess, it's hard to kind of not want to fall into looking like those girls who are so popular and doing so well. But I think just stay true to you and just remember everybody's different. How did I get my American visa, and was it tough? So yeah, I've got my 3-year O1 working visa now, which is amazing. I'm so happy. It took me about, I think, 10 months in total, which sounds like a long time, but in the grand scheme of things it's actually not that long, because for some people it can take years. But I paid for, like, a fast track, and sometimes when you pay for a fast track they can recall your, like, documents back for extra evidence, just to support your case and whatnot. But yeah, that happened to me quite a few times, so I had quite a few setbacks, and there were so many times where I thought, it's not going to happen, but it's one of those processes where you just literally got to be that annoying little shit and, like, emailing everyone you can who you have to email every single day, because at the end of the day it's your money and it's your career and it's nobody else's, so you're, like, the driving force behind it. So I definitely say just keep pushing on and it will happen, for sure. How does modelling in LA differ from modelling in the UK? I'd say, like, the main concept of modelling, it doesn't really change. I guess it's kind of similar everywhere you go. More so like e-com commercial type of modelling, it doesn't really change, and the whole Instagram generation, it's similar everywhere you go. But I'd definitely say here it's obviously a much bigger place, it's on a much larger scale. I think the brands are a bit bigger, but yeah, as a whole it doesn't really differ too much, I wouldn't say. It's just a bit more daunting when you come out here because, well, obviously for me, because I'm from, like, Manchester area, that's where all my regular work is, so coming here it was like, what? Because you don't actually realise how big LA is until you get here. My best moment in LA so far, I'd definitely say one of the most, I've spoke about this in my mukbang Q&A video, but I spoke about how we met Leonardo DiCaprio, me and my friend Sage, at the Grammys after party, which was just crazy. And I met, like, some of my favourite DJs as well, which was just, I was like, whoa. But it's so funny, me coming from a small town, I was so starstruck by so many people. But I guess in LA, when you've been here for long enough, you start to realise everybody knows someone, or everybody knows everyone through some sort of link. So you kind of get used to it, but I mean, there's still, like, that little girl inside of me that's like, what the hell? But that was definitely a highlight. But my best moment in LA has definitely been just, like, the whole living experience out here on my own and just fully turning into, like, adulthood, I'd say. As cringy as that sounds, but also the girls that I've met on this trip have been, they're definitely, like, I class them as friends for life now, because I guess being in such, like, an enclosed space and living with people, I guess it's just like when you go to university, but you kind of create a bond that you maybe wouldn't create back home, because you're, like, more emotional, and obviously you're away from home and you're going through the same mental battles or whatever, and it can get quite emotional sometimes when you're so far away from home, and just having nice people around you definitely does settle you. But I've made, honestly, friends for life here, and the girls who I've been living with have been so lovely. So yeah, that's definitely one of the best moments in LA, is just the friends I've made. Bit of a deep one there. Moving on. So the next question is, how do you balance work, eating clean and the gym while still being very active in the day? Good question, I like that one. So obviously it's hard day to day, so if you're working every single day like most people. But with this job it can be different, so you could be working weekends, so not necessarily all the way through the week, and then it could be odd days because obviously you might not be getting booked with the same brand every single day, so it is like the week varies quite a lot. But being here, like I said before, because obviously coming here I'm kind of starting from the bottom and hopefully working to the top again, because back home I obviously have the regular brands that I've worked with and kind of got my name out there a bit, but now being here I've kind of had the spare time to say like focus on, I don't know, maybe singing a bit more, or like maybe wanting to get more into acting and YouTube, and this is where I've kind of learned, like grew my passion for nutrition and like exercise and stuff, because I've kind of had that spare time, which I'm so thankful for as well, because I just feel so much better as a person now doing that. But that's definitely helped with being able to balance working, eating clean and going to the gym, like being active in the day. Sometimes obviously nobody's a perfect human, you can't have that routine every single day, but it definitely does help obviously having a bit of spare time. But when you've kind of got yourself into a healthy routine and you're in that more positive mindset, it turns into a lifestyle rather than, oh, I've got to go to the gym, or oh, I've got to do this, or I've got to drink 2 litres of water, and I've got to, it's kind of like your body, when you go to the shop you start picking up different things, so more vegetables, whereas now, because back home I live with my parents and they do the food shop a lot of the time, so I'll just like make the stuff that we've got in the house, which has made me so much more appreciative living out here, because obviously you have to start doing everything for yourself when you've not really got your mum or anyone to rely on, which is good because I feel so independent, and knowing that I can do this on my own or whatever, it's kind of gave me a newfound independence too, because I know what I want in my diet and I want to go to the shops and pick out the certain things I want to eat. A lot easier here than it was back home to balance it all, I think, because you kind of get into this comfortable space of just relying on people, I guess, and not having to do things by yourself, because you are around your family and you are around your friends all the time. But here you're kind of like, okay, now I need to go and get some more toilet roll. Like, that sounds stupid, but just even little things like that kind of routine that I've gotten into now, I'm definitely gonna take home with me, because I've been here for 3 months in total nearly, so I've kind of got into I've been here long enough to get myself, there it is again, sorry, I've kind of got myself into a routine for a long amount of time now to make it like a regular thing and take it home with me. If you had the chance to party with any celeb or model in LA, who would it be? Well, I'm obsessed with Ariana Grande, so probably her, and especially like, hopefully I'm going to watch her at the Manchester Pride concert when I go home. I've not got the tickets yet, so fingers crossed, but I've loved her for so long, but then now like she's switched up her whole music, I'm just even more in love with her. And I've figured something out, so when I go home, I think I miss a concert in LA by like 2 days or a day. It's something ridiculous like that, so I'm kind of regretting that a bit. But yeah, no, maybe Ariana Grande or like Rihanna, she seems like a good laugh. I don't know, who else? Has moving to LA changed your daily routine at all? If so, how is it different to the UK? So I guess that is kind of similar to what I was just explaining. So yeah, it has changed to at home, but I'll kind of just wrap this up in a nutshell. It has differed a lot, but for the better. So when I go home, I'm definitely going to try and incorporate the things that I've learned here and with the food and the exercising, and take that home with me. But yeah, I'm definitely in a positive space, but at the same time I am also ready to go and see my friends and my family back home, because I am a bit of a home bird, so I thought I'd be struggling a lot here, but I've actually not been, so I kind of feel like I'm on the right track. But yeah, I go home in like a month or something like that, but I'm going Vegas this weekend, which I'm really excited about. I've never been to Vegas before. I'm going with my friend Nicole, so I think I'm going to vlog that. I think that's I've done enough waffling. That was enough questions, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to do any more like this, or that skincare video that I was talking about, then just let me know. But I will see you again soon, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye.